This is Sarah at the Holy Family Warming Shelter. We have City of Fond du Lac City Manager Joe Moore with us today, who's going to share with us about the work that the City of Fond du Lac has done to help our neighbors who are unhoused and how they've worked with the warming shelter. Thank you for being here today.
Great to be with you, Sarah.
So, what has been your experience working with those who are unhoused in our community?
Well, there's such a wide variety of needs. Nobody's unhoused for exactly the same reason as their friends or people they meet. It's always individualized, and I think that when we talk about ending homelessness, what I like to think about is for an individual, and that means that you're trying to find the right services for that person, so that whatever led them to be unhoused can be undone, so that they can find a way out of that.
Mm-hmm. And what steps has the city taken to help those who are unhoused, and how does it support organizations doing this work as well, like the Holy Family Warming Shelter?
Yeah, there are so many nonprofits in the city. I think that's true of just about any city. But when you think about all the nonprofits that you know and all the people behind them, which includes employees, donors, volunteers, it's quite amazing. And so where we plug in is where people ask us to. Sometimes that's money. When it came to the warming shelter transitioning from the Salvation Army to Holy Family, there was a financial commitment we made to help the renovation of this building and also to help stand up the operation. We've had a partnership with AdvoCap, and a partnership with Salvation Army continues. And those are all great partners because they're all nonprofits with the mission to help people. And, as evidenced today by the Reverend on the roof, there's a lot of energy that goes into this.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be part of that.
And as you said, I think we have so many nonprofits in the community, mm-hmm. and we're just very lucky that people want to collaborate and that the city wants to collaborate to really maximize what people can do.
Right. I'll give you an example. Thursday, this just day after tomorrow, there's going to be a forum at the Catherine Drexel Center on this subject, and I think one of the purposes of it is to check everybody's coordination and synchronization, to eliminate overlaps, but also to identify gaps and try to fill those.
Mm-hmm. Definitely have to be in conversation with one another, and
certainly
we cannot stay in our own little silos.
Mm-hmm.
So can you describe the partnership between the city and the Holy Family Warming Shelter? I know you went into that you provided funding, just over the past 3 years, what that's looked like.
Well, in the beginning, it was about finding a place. It was about finding a partner. Our previous partner had decided they could no longer continue the mission. And by the way, the mission's pretty labor intensive, but it also requires a facility and a lot of commitment. So from November till March, we found a great partner in Holy Family, and that included the vision for this building. Here we sit on First Street, just down the street from Kits and File. This is a great location because so many services that people rely upon are just down the street. A lot of people who are unhoused walk, and being able to connect to the services they need by either walking or taking the mass transit bus system, that's a great thing. And so our partnership with Holy Family was in part helping find this facility, helping to at least partner in renovating it, and bringing it now 3 years later to, it's found its place in this neighborhood, and I know that people who need this shelter and have relied on it in the past know where it is, really trust the staff here to make it a safe space, and we appreciate that, but we also need that.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you mentioned, just being able to, I know when it started, there was questions where do you place it? And like you said, it's so important to have things within walking distance. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times we take for granted how easy it is for people, if you have a car, to get around to get where you need to go, but many people do not have that either. So as you said, just having access to the bus, having access to those places to get where you need to go is huge. As it is National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, what is something that you would like the public to know about homelessness that they may not be aware of?
I think sometimes it's possible that people they equate homelessness with unemployment or lack of drive, and I don't think those could be further from the truth. And a number of people, and I'm sure many clients here, will leave of a morning to go to work, and that's important that to for people to remember. It's not about simply having given up and not trying hard enough. There's a lot of different reasons for people to need this shelter, and oftentimes a lack of job isn't one of them. There's a whole lot of reasons why somebody won't have a bed to sleep in tonight, and the idea of helping people is just that. It's not uh, it's not a giveaway. It's an assistance to a neighbor, right? And by neighbor, we might be strangers, but with all the people focused on helping others, ultimately it's great for all of us, great for our community, because it's somebody who's in a difficulty now, but we hope won't be in the next weeks or months, and that's great for all of us. And oftentimes that's somebody's parent, somebody's kid that needs that moment of help, and it's great that we have all these nonprofits, but especially Holy Family, stepping up to provide that kind of help.
That was so well said, and thank you so much for your partnership with the Holy Family Warming Shelter and all that the city has done to help care for those who are experiencing homelessness.
Certainly.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that you want people to know?
I would say this is a real blessing. There will be people who come here tonight. As we started this, I commented on the weather. Tough day today, not to have a house, not to have a place to sleep, because it's rained a little, it's snowed a little, it's pretty cold out, and I don't think it's going to get much better tonight. And so having a resource like this time of year particularly, it's a really great thing. And thanks to Holy Family, the congregation, all the generous people that have come here for Reverend on a Roof. I mentioned to you, I saw the thermostat that was tracking the fundraising, and it's currently maxed out, which is a great sign. And I love that team effort. So we're all in it to help each other, and that's what this day is about as well.
Yep, just making sure we're showing the ways, like you said, we work together and really spotlighting our neighbors who are in need. So, thank you so much for being
You're
here.
welcome.